Well, hello and welcome everybody to the New Health Conversation, and particularly for the censors who monitor community guidelines. At the New Health Conversation, we always tell you the only thing we ever share with our audience is the peer-reviewed human trial medical studies. They're all in the public domain so everybody can see it. We don't make claims. We don't have to make claims because everything has been proven to be safe and effective in these medical studies. And we always give people access to everything. We have no products to sell. We don't sell anything. On our website, it's only educational material, period. There's nothing to sell to people. So you need to just understand that we do comply very heavily into the peer-reviewed human trial studies, okay? Well, well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the New Health Conversation. Hello, Pamela. Hello, C. Coley today, Anna, Sharon Lynn, Mallory, Melissa. Hello, and welcome everybody. This is going to be quite a bit different probably than what of you have experienced. This is a live podcast. It's a medical podcast. We're going to show you the medical proof. How in the world could you lose 20 or 40 pounds in a month? It's not a diet. It's not about counting calories. It was created by the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world after 40 years of research. How many of you would be excited if you could average 5 pounds a week, not a pound, but 5 pounds a week consistently, and be able to keep the weight off for the rest of your life? That's what this protocol is all about. It's backed. It's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. So this is not advertising hype. There are no products to buy. This is based on food groups and a new way of eating that is easy for everybody to do. But the results, really people are losing 20 to 40 pounds a month. I'm going to show you right now, and then I'll explain to everybody what they did, and I'll repeat it a few times because people keep coming on late. Let's take a look first, everybody, at Kristen. 21 pounds, 38 inches in 30 days. No exercise. She lost no water weight and gained 6 to 9% lean muscle despite no exercise at all. As a matter of fact, they all wore Fitbits to prove they weren't exercising, okay? So that's 20 pounds in a month. And then Julie, 35 pounds in 37 days. Look at the change in her body composition. Most women on this will lose a whole dress size in just 7 days. How many of you ladies would be excited about that? So, and then we look at, Curtis here, 40.8 pounds, 52.5 inches in just 30 days. Now, if we're even realistic about it, if any of you, men or women, want to lose 20 pounds, how long would you give yourself? I'd love for you to put it in the chat, anybody. Because she lost 21.2 pounds, 38 inches in 30 days with no exercise. We have all the medical evidence. We've got about all the diets you can imagine. We have the pitiful, pitiful medical results from all these diets. You may think you're going on a diet and you're going to lose weight. And then we have people like, right here, Harvard Medical School, stop counting calories. We have Medicare's search for effective obesity treatments. Diets are not the answer. In the Medicare studies, they looked at all kinds of studies on diets, and they found that 2/3 of you will gain more weight than you lost on any diet. There is no diet out there that works long term. It's never been proven. It's all nonsense. And this whole notion about counting calories is the most ridiculous thing we've ever come up with because the human body has no idea what a calorie is. Again, I'd love for anybody to put in the chat if you wanted to lose 20 pounds, Vanna or Mallory or Lynn, how long would you give yourself? Now, you can certainly think this is fake. You can certainly think that's Photoshop. But are you willing to take that chance that this is not real? Now, to back up what I'm saying, we've provided a free medical website for you all to go to. The website is right above our head. It says, visit the New Health Conversation. It's a free medical website where you can go and you can see the medical proof. We will not contact you if you go to that website. But if you like what you see, you scroll down, notice free coaching. That's not a bunch of nonsense. We coach you for free. You have no idea how to do this, and there are no products to sell. We got coached. We're passing that on to all of you. Look, I'm not just some guy, okay? I'm a nutritional researcher for 23 years, wrote 4 best-selling books. I did 20 shows on public broadcasting, over 1,500 live lectures around the world in hospitals and universities and towns. I've spoken in front of over 500,000 people. I was a keynote at Autism One in Chicago, the largest autism conference in the world. So we're bringing you real science. We didn't do the research. We didn't create this, but we're bringing it to you. It's about time that we woke up as adults and said, wait a minute. We're doing the definition of insanity by counting calories, by being on any of these diets. No, I'm sorry, Chris 10. No, your body has no idea what a calorie is. It is a physical impossibility. And you've lost 70 pounds so far since March. So we're now talking about September. So that's 6 months, 74 pounds. Okay, let's take a look at Curtis here. How about 40 pounds in a month? You're trying to compare what you did to that. What you've lost in your body is 25 to 40% of your lean muscle mass. I don't give a damn what you think, okay? Calorie counting is dead. You got Harvard Medical School. Stop counting calories. They said, we've been taught that losing weight is a matter of simple math. Cut calories 3,500 and you lose a pound. But as it turns out, experts are learning this decades-old strategy is totally misguided. I'm sorry to tell you, the human body has no idea what a calorie is. It is a physical impossibility. Do you know the technical definition of a calorie? I'm not trying to be controversial, but this is the problem. We're not arguing the fact you've lost weight, but come on. He lost 40 pounds in a month. It took you almost 7 months to lose 74 pounds. We got people like Mary here, 200 pounds in a year. Let's get serious. 200 pounds in a year. This is not a diet. It has nothing to do with counting calories. As a matter of fact, they forbid you from counting calories when you do this, or we teach you about the foolishness of counting calories. 2/3 of everybody on every diet gains more weight than they lost. So I'm happy for you. You've lost 74 pounds. It took you about 6 months. Come on. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. We got people losing 10, 15 pounds a week on average. I mean, I'll show you a couple more people. Here's Andy. Look at this. He lost 45 pounds in 30 days. It took you 6 months to lose 74 pounds. I mean, it's not even in the same zip code. Now, you can have whatever opinion you want, but from a scientific standpoint of view, calorie counting is, I'll tell you what the experts are saying about calorie counting. It's actually frightening. The grand myth of traditional diets, be they low fat, low carb, keto, carnivore, macro counting, or the latest fad, time-restricted eating, seduce millions with vows of dramatic weight loss and radiant health. But the brutal truth etched in decades of unyielding scientific shatters this illusion. Diets deliver fleeting illusions of progress followed by inevitable regain, negligible long-term health benefits, and a toll on your critical lean muscle mass, where you lose up to 25 to 40% of your precious lean muscle mass on any diet out there. So I'm sorry to tell you that. And do it if you want. We're not here to... You do whatever you want to do. We're presenting real science, not opinions, okay? But 74 pounds in 6 months in our world, not even on the same, it's not even in the same zip code. We have people losing as much weight in 4 days as in 8 weeks of any diet that's ever been out there. Congratulations on your weight loss, but you're absolutely digging the Panama Canal with a spoon, okay? Mallory, 90 pounds down, but it's taken over 2 years. I see you put all this down to build yours. No, I'm not. Why am I putting you down? You're telling me that the calorie counting works. I'm a scientist. I'm saying you calorie counting doesn't work. Okay? I mean, how in the hell are we going to have? We're going to have 86% of Americans overweight and obese in 4 years. Johns Hopkins Medical School. I'm not trying to put you down. I think what you did is great. I'm just telling you, what you did. Number one, the chances of you keeping the weight off long term are about 0. Just to let you know. Okay? So if that's making me mean and putting you down, I'm really sorry about that. You understand, my own mother was morbidly obese my whole life. I hate diets. I saw her diet herself to death doing exactly what you're doing. I'd see her lose 20, 40, 50 pounds, gain 60 back. She died of a massive heart attack and stroke. I hate diets. That's why I'm so damn passionate about this, to protect all of you from this nonsense. The nonsense that what the general public, what we're being told is total nonsense. People, they're counting calories. They don't even know what the definition of a calorie is. I mean, come on, he lost 45 pounds in a month. And then we marry 200 pounds in a year, no loose skin. Look at her body. There's no surgery. We need to do something different. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. I'm not putting you down. But I'm standing up for everybody to say, stop counting calories. Harvard Medical School, every one of these studies. Here's Medicare. Medicare's search for effective obesity treatments. Diets are not the answer. Our researchers this is Medicare, it's not me, analyzed the long-term outcomes of calorie-restricted diets to assess whether dieting is an effective treatment of obesity. The studies show that 2/3 of dieters regain more weight by counting calories. In summary, there's little support for the notion that counting calories on any diet leads to lasting weight loss or health benefits. That's Medicare telling you that. Now, if that's putting you down, I apologize. That's not my goal. I'm just saying you're trying to tell people that calorie counting works. It doesn't long term. It doesn't. Every study is saying that the problem with counting calories is, here's another big one. The science behind why diets don't work. These are huge studies, not by me, by these major researchers in health, wellness, and weight loss. This is what they said. Despite all the ads that say otherwise, it's very rare for people to lose weight and keep it off for good. Not only that, 2/3 of people who diet regain more weight than they originally lost, ending up at a higher weight than where they started. A review of more than 30 long-term studies show that going on a diet actually causes weight gain. The more diets someone has tried, the more they weigh. So not only does dieting not work for long-term weight loss, but it's also associated with increased risk of binge eating, eating disorders, and long-term weight gain. Wouldn't you rather know that? Should I not tell people that? If you think that I'm putting you down, that's wrong. I'm the only one on all of the internet with real medical proof, not hyperbole. We're in desperate strait. My God, I have a list here. Here's a big study of 110 different diet names. And yet we're looking at 86% of us being overweight or obese in 4 years. You think any diet works? If any diet worked, it'd be $1 trillion industry. Everybody would be doing it. Diets are miserable failures. And it's just ridiculous. So you can either pretend that, oh, let's count calories and it's going to work. It doesn't work long term. It just doesn't. The researchers who created this, they had done 100 studies over 40 years, not me. They never found a diet that ever worked long term. 2/3 of everybody gained more weight than they lost. Would you rather not have me tell you that? You can pretend whatever you want to pretend. But the chances of you keeping that weight off? Sorry. Oh my God. First of all, this slippery cat, this was invented. Oh, talk about insulin resistance. Look at this. So Curtis loses, he's 65 years old, loses 40 pounds in a month. Look at his A1C. Went from 8.4 to 6.4 in 30 days. That need for insulin in the diabetics, in these studies, it came down 41% in a month. They had to cut their medication by 50% in a month. Talk about insulin resistance. If you could drop your A1C that much, you wouldn't have insulin resistance anymore. It's still a little high, but compared to where it was. Plus, he lost 40 pounds in a month. In a month, everybody. A month. Wake up. Are you curious? Do you want to know? Oh, slippery cat. Okay, great. Oh my gosh, I need help. Then I've known because I'm ready. I need to get this handled. Okay, I haven't even explained to all of you what it is yet. So over here, what are they saying? Is this pre-recorded? No, it's live. Autism can be cured with nicotine and vitamin A. I'm not going to comment on that. How are the losing weight without detoxing? It is a detox. You didn't let me finish impact investments, I promise. America needs a whole new healthcare system. Good. All right. So, okay, let me explain to you what they did. Let's start with her. Now, the reason I like to use, her name is Kristen, her, because of the fact she only had 30 pounds to lose. She lost 21 pounds in a month, okay? Now, to the person that I may have offended, I apologize. I really, really do. There's no way that I would ever be in a position. I'm a mad scientist. My mom died of obesity. I hate diets, and I'm doing everything possible to get up. My job is to make people aware of what's available. I didn't invent this. So what did the researchers do? They said the biggest fallacy of diets was counting calories. I'd love for anybody give me the definition, a real medical definition of a calorie. Over 1,000 podcasts I've done over the last year, because I do about 4 days, 7 days a week, you do the math. I've had 12 people ever give me the definition of a calorie, and yet you're all counting calories, okay? Every one of you, including the person, the nice person, lost 74 pounds. It took him 6 months. He could have done that in 3 months or less, and actually not lost any lean muscle and gained lean muscle, even if he didn't, she or he didn't even exercise. Nobody here was allowed to exercise. They actually wore Fitbits to prove they didn't exercise, because otherwise you'd say they lost weight because it was diet and exercise. Okay, is everybody paying attention now? Let's talk about what the researchers did. Because they'd done 100 studies, thousands of people over 40 years, and they're rated, not me, them, they're the top weight loss nutrition research scientists in the whole damn world. And they said diets are miserable failures. We're abandoning calorie counting forever. So what they said instead, the way your body works, you're alive because of three things, and one of them is not calories: air, water, and nutrition. What happens in your body when you call it lowering calories, what you're really doing, you're reducing the amount of food you're consuming. What they never tell you is the only reason you eat food, I know it tastes good, no, the only reason you eat food is for nutrition. So when you reduce the quantity of the food you're consuming, you're also reducing the amount of nutrition. Does this make sense to everybody? And when that happens, the brain, because see, all your organs, they run on nutrition. That's the fuel of the body. Without nutrition, you're not alive, okay? So what happens is you reduce the quantity of fuel, the brain thinks you're starving to death from a nutritional standpoint of view, okay? This is science, right? This isn't an opinion on my part. And what does it do? It immediately stops accessing the fuel inside your fat cell, which is the way your body's supposed to work. And anybody telling you on a diet or exercise you burn fat is a complete and utter lie. You're born with a certain amount of fat cells, you die with a certain amount of fat cells, and they expand or contract over your lifetime. So the researchers said, what if we did this? What if we could find foods where we could give you less food by volume, but those foods contained high levels of nutrition that would never trigger the starvation alarm in your brain that thinks there's not enough fuel to run your body? And that's what they did. So first they put together a grocery list that you actually would take to the grocery store. Proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. No calorie amounts, none, zero. They give you serving sizes. So if it's a protein, how many ounces? If it's a vegetable, is it a third or a half a cup? It's all laid out. That's all free. We have no products to sell. You understand? We have no product. There's no products. There's no lotions, potions, pills, magic elixir. This is food. So 30%, whatever you spent last month on food, take 30% of those dollars. That's all you're going to spend for a month with this new protocol. This is what she did. The other 70%, and here's what separates from anything any of you are doing, even if you think you're doing organic and you're doing whole foods, etc. Here's the problem. Our food is becoming almost nutritionally insufficient from a nutritional standpoint. I'll give you one example. Spinach. 1957 to today, Cornell University measured the iron levels in spinach. They estimate they decreased, you ready for this, by 4,300%. So one bowl of spinach in 1957 will be 20 or 30 bowls of spinach today. And you wonder why you're never full, and you wonder why we've got approaching 86% of Americans are overweight and obese. We have 1 billion people worldwide clinically obese. Does that sound to you like diets are working? So what the researchers did, they said, we're going to limit the amount of organic food we give to people because it's so nutritionally insufficient. So they found other researchers who'd gone around the world to Russia, to Mongolia, to Tibet, South America, New Zealand, to find foods with huge amounts of nutrition and small quantities of food. Got it? Then they invented a new way of eating. Wait till you hear this. 5 days a week, she had 4 meals a day. She started with these exotic foods from around the world, from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. That was breakfast. No food from the grocery store. Dinner from the grocery store, and a fourth meal after dinner. So she had lunch from the grocery, dinner from the grocery store, and a fourth meal 5 days a week. That's called protein pacing. It's so advanced, they actually got a registered trademark, U.S. Patent Office for this new way of eating. 2 days a week, no food from the grocery store, only these exotic foods around the world, but this time she ate 8 times a day. She was eating every hour and a half to 2 hours. Do you know the diabetics on this? No one had insulin spikes. Number two, people who weighed 400 or 500 pounds were not hungry. See, you've got to understand, you're only hungry for nutrition. It's not how much or how little food you eat, it's how much nutrition you get. Do you all understand this? That's the principle of why this works. But it went way beyond that. This was the most comprehensive study ever done on diet, exercise, and nutrition. Not exercise, sorry, diet, nutrition, and health. And what did they do? They did blood, stool, urine, fat analysis. They did liver enzymes. They did body composition. Now, what they found was, number one, what no diet has ever produced. This is a detox. And they proved this is removing herbicides and pesticides and Scotchgard and Teflon from the body. They have the proof. They proved it, right? What else did it do? For the first time ever in history, inflammation, which is the underlying cause of every disease out there, came about 25% in 30 days. Number three, maintenance. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks, 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. All the people I'm showing you here, all have kept the weight off for 8 or 9 years because these studies were started about 10 years ago. The reason to do this is not to lose weight. This is a health system. This is not about calories in, calories out, counting. What's the number on the scale? The number on the scale doesn't mean a damn thing if you don't have the medical backup. What kind of weight are you losing? And sadly, 25 to 40% of whatever number you see on that scale is lean muscle mass. Now, you don't have to believe me. You think, oh, I'm making things up and I make people mad. I'm sorry about that. I'm telling the truth. We're scientists. We give you the... Okay, so let's take a look at the shots. We're not against the shots. They're helping diabetics and they're helping people that are morbidly obese. But be very clear, all a diet is, all the shot does, it slows down the food moving through your digestive tract. You eat less food, which means what? You're getting less nutrition. Well, let's look at the tail of the tape. Let's look at the New England Journal of Medicine. Now remember, this is in the public domain. You all can go see this. You can be mad at me all day long, but the science doesn't give a damn. It doesn't have any emotions. It just is. So let's look at the results. 68-week study. A year and 4 months. New England Journal of Medicine, once weekly semaglutide in adults that are overweight or obese. The weight loss after 68 weeks was 32 pounds, and of the 32 pounds they lost, 40% was lean muscle mass. This is the New England Journal of Medicine. This is not Peter Greenlaw giving you an opinion. Are you losing lean muscle? Hell yes, you are. You know the people coming off the shots. Talk to your friends. They're gaining as much as a half a pound a day. Why? Because as you lose lean muscle, your brain slows down your metabolism. And your immune system. Wait a minute, you want to see something awful? Go look at the new documentary on Netflix on The Biggest Loser. Those people, my God, they've gained all their weight back and more. They've compromised their friggin' metabolism forever. Go watch, open your eyes. That's what these diets are doing. They're making you unhealthy. You all get excited about the number on the scale. I get it. But that's not the key. The key is, what is it doing to your body composition? Your lean muscle mass, which is it's also the key to our own immune system, lean muscle. I know, sadly, I lost my younger brother in 2011 to kidney cancer. My brother was 6'4". And in 8 months, from the time he was diagnosed until he passed away, when he died, he weighed 115 pounds. Because the major thing that people are losing when they have cancer is their lean muscle mass, which slows down their metabolism. Talk to any oncologist, they'll tell you the same thing. So to a lesser extent on a diet, you're creating something called catabolic metabolism. Oh, the number on the scale will go down, but you're losing lean muscle. I don't give a damn what you think. Someone needs to tell you the truth. The truth is diets don't work long term. They make you unhealthy. Is that something you want to do? Is you want to buck the science saying that 2/3 of everybody on every diet is gaining more weight than they lost? This is from Medicare, for crying out loud. Medicare's researchers looked at long-term outcomes of calorie-restricted diets to assess whether dieting is an effective treatment for obesity. The study showed that 2/3 of dieters regained more weight than they lost on any diet. What are you all doing? What are you all doing? This is not an ad. There's nothing to buy here. We don't have anything to sell you. This is food and a new way of eating. We got coached and we'll coach you for free. Free coaching. How much is the consultation? $0. How much is the coaching? $0. How much is it to teach us how to keep the weight up long term? $0. Look at everybody. That website, right above visit, the new health conversation, it's a free medical website for you all to go to. The shot helps you stay full, exactly. Lean muscle is key. So how do you stop losing lean muscle? Going on this protocol. Listen, everybody. She lost 21 pounds. She lost no water weight and gained 6 to 9% lean muscle with no exercise. All these people did. Look at Julie. Look at her change. Look at her body comp. Look at how much she shrank. Where's the loose skin? She doesn't have any. And then my friend's daughter, 60 pounds in 3 months. Look at that. Look at her face, her arms, her butt. Now you can think it's photoshopped. It's not. Aren't you all interested? Do you really want to change your lives and you want to keep messing around with these diets that are miserable, miserable failures? How? Just ask yourself. If diets worked, in 4 years, Johns Hopkins Medical School, I have it right here. Johns Hopkins study predicts obesity apocalypse in 4 years. Americans are going to be overweight or obese in 4 years. Does that sound to you like diets are working? Hell, I got a study over here. This is 110 different diets with the craziest names you've ever heard. Stupid things that are it's just things like the hump link diet. I mean, I don't even want to go into it. The cookie diet. I mean, this is insanity. And you were getting bigger and bigger and bigger. What do we keep doing? We're doing the same thing. Name a diet that's not some form of counting calories. or depriving of something, like say a keto diet. Let's look at keto for 1 second, okay? That's just another example. Big study in nutrients, the effects of 8-week keto diet. We found that keto diets lead to a large increase in reductions in lean muscle mass and increase osteoporosis risk in obese individuals. Keto diets increasing your risk of osteoporosis? It's not my opinion. What are you doing, everyone? Why are you doing this? Because that's all you know. And people want to count calories, and they'll lose. We're not arguing. You literally can lose weight on the Dunkin' Donut diet. I'm not kidding. But what are we doing? What are we doing? All the disease statistics are through the moon. I'm going to tell you something else that'll shock every one of you. 92% of you have what's called, according to the Center for Disease Control, have what's called metabolic syndrome, or it's called metabolic dysfunction. If you have 3 of these 5 factors, you're metabolically unhealthy: overweight, high blood pressure, high blood sugar, high cholesterol, high triglycerides. And don't think if you have those conditions and you're in a drug form that you don't still have it. Of course you do. Do you know in these studies, all 5 of those came down in 30 days? Has never ever been seen before in history. This is a health system. It's not the weight loss. It's last to what we talk about. The number 1 reason to do this is a detox. The number 2 reason is to lower inflammation. Number 3 is you can keep it off for the rest. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. That's what should excite all of you. Super Cat, I've already joined and I'm going to do whatever it is working. Okay. What is the method, Lulu? I'll explain it to you in amazing. Slippery Cat. Okay, what is exactly what you're saying? Why haven't you caused enough harm? I'm sorry, what are we talking about? Those tips. I'm sorry, I don't quite, let's see. I'm trying to read this one comment. I got so many comments here because let's see. So sorry to hear that. I've already joined. Okay, I'm dead. Join the new health conversation. I need you to tell me how to exactly get the protocol. You go to the website, Slippery Cat. It's right there above her head. See it all? Visit the new health conversation. I'll show all of you. Go to a website. Type in the new health conversation in Google. Okay? It'll take you right to the link. For those that are interested, for those that aren't, good luck with what you're doing. See the new health conversation. It'll take you to the website. There's nothing to buy on that website. The only thing there is the medical proof, including number 1, an exclusive podcast with the number 1 weight loss nutrition physiologist in the whole world. This is not a diet. And if you like what you see, we will not contact you if you go to that website. But if you go there and you like what you see, scroll down and you get a free coach. Okay. I am dead. Join the new health conversation. I need you to tell me how to. Okay, I just explained to you how to get the protocol. So I'm trying to scroll up here. Somebody was asking me a question and I didn't. I always get accused of not answering the questions, but I don't understand on here how you can scroll up to get to the top. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I want to know how to do it. I'm a nurse practitioner. So how do you stop losing lean muscle? I promise I'll show you all in a moment. What's the website to learn this information? Again, can you all, let's see, hold on just a second. Let's go to the original one. Do you see there, right above his head, proof at the new health conversation? That's the free medical website to go there. Nurse practitioner, I promise I'm going to get to you in 1 second. I got so many things going on. People are going crazy in a good way, okay? I know that I really make people think. But you understand, we have nothing to sell you. There's no products here. This is food and a new way of eating that you're going to learn about in just a moment. But nurse practitioner, this is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world, like the Obesity Journal, Frontiers in Physiology, Nutrients, the Nutrition Journal, Frontiers in Nutrition, and Nature Communications, which you would be familiar with as the number 1 medical journal in the world. And this study of this protocol had nothing to do with the weight loss. Titled Gut Microbiome Remodeling and Metabolic Profile Improves Drastically in Response to Protein Pacing and Intermittent Nutritional Fasting, which is what they did on this protocol. This had nothing to do with the weight loss. It had everything to do with the health. And as you know, as a nurse practitioner, we have terrible gut issues in this country, which are a contributing factor to why people are gaining so much weight because of something you'd be familiar with, the audience wouldn't call malabsorption. So for the rest of you, understand one of the problems is not only is our food in North America or wherever you might be in the world becoming more and more nutritionally insufficient, it's when you ingest the food, the body wants to take those nutrients and send them out to the various organs around the body. But malabsorption means that a smaller and smaller percentage of the nutrients actually get transferred because of gut issues. Well, by them improving, all these people improve their gut drastically. Look at his stomach on day 1 and look at his stomach on day 30. He's 65 years old. He lost 45 pounds. I'm sorry, 40 pounds in a month. I'll show you his. Let's see who else wants to know. Okay, so impact investments. I told you the no exercise was allowed, but that's not, the reason they did no exercise, everybody, was because they didn't want exercise to be an outlier. Otherwise, you say, well, they lost weight because it was diet and exercise. No, it wasn't. They actually wore Fitbits to prove they weren't exercising. And you look at my friend's daughter, 60 pounds in 3 months. Look at her face, look at her arms, look at her body. So let's talk about how they did it, okay? So nurse practitioner, let's see over here. I don't think you left your name. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be calling you. Let's see, impact, lean muscle is key. Yes, it is. How do you stop losing lean muscle? I want to know. I'm a nurse practitioner. Oh, impact investment. Okay, I'm sorry. I got it. I just don't know your name. So let's talk about how they did this, okay? So let me come back over here. And the reason I like this one, she only had 30 pounds total to lose. Now, the other thing you have to understand, she lost no water weight. They measured it. And instead of losing any lean muscle, she gained 6 to 9% lean muscle mass with no exercise allowed, wearing a Fitbit. Now, here's what they did. These researchers who created this are voted, just to give you an idea, nurse practitioner, they're voted the #1 weight loss nutrition physiologist in the entire world, in the whole world. And they had done 100 studies, human trials, on human beings over 40 years. And what they concluded was no diet ever worked long term. As a matter of fact, 2/3 of everybody they studied ended up gaining more weight than they lost. And the weight that people lost was 20, 40, 50, 100 pounds. 25 to 40% was lean muscle. And they ended up with all that loose skin because they lost their muscle. They didn't. Now, again, I want to clarify for everybody, and you probably know this, nurse practitioner. When people tell you that you can burn fat on a diet or exercise, it's a complete lie. You're born with a certain number of fat cells, you die with a certain number of fat cells, and your fat cells expand or contract over your lifetime. Most of you complain to us not just about how much weight you've gained, but how much fat you have on your body. Well, the reason for that is we're living in an unbelievably toxic world, and we now know that we didn't know until 2005. We're storing chemicals inside our fat cells. The specific fat cells called visceral fat. That's the fat around the organ. What they proved in this study, because they did blood, stool, urine, fat analysis, muscle analysis, body composition, liver enzymes, the whole thing, this was removing toxins from the body. For example, most women on this, believe it or not, lose a whole dress size in the first week. That's with no exercise. Now, if you want to exercise, of course you can. That's why you get a free coach. But for purposes of these studies, they eliminated exercise. Otherwise, you'd say, well, they lost weight because it was diet and exercise. No, it wasn't. So what did they actually do? The researchers said, we're abandoning calorie counting. There's no calorie counting on this protocol. What they did, they said, we're going to find the only thing your body cares about. It doesn't know what a calorie is. It can't count a calorie. Can anybody give me the technical definition of a calorie? Does anybody actually know the medical definition of a calorie, right? So, someone's saying, it's the new health conversation, by the way, PET 3. I can't pronounce your name. Can you summary of the method? I'm doing it right now, Cookie. I'm doing it right now. I'm giving you the summary. So what the researchers did, they said, the only thing that matters to your body is nutrition. So they said, we believe we can find foods, we'll select them, that have lower quantities of food, but maximum amounts of nutrition. So your brain would never think there's not enough nutrition to run on your organs. See, that's what happens to you on all these diets. Once you reduce the quantity of food you're consuming, you're reducing the amount of nutrition, the brain immediately thinks you're starving to death from a nutritional standpoint where you are. And what it does, it immediately stops accessing the fuel inside your fat cell and turns to your muscles for fuel, slowing down your metabolism. And even though you lose weight initially, all of a sudden it comes to a grinding halt and then it starts coming back. The other thing it's doing to you, and the nurse practitioner would definitely know this, that as you lose lean muscle mass, you also slow down your own immune system. That's why in cancer, for example, when people lose weight, it's a really bad thing, okay? Because they're losing up to 40% of the weight they're losing. They're not trying to be on a diet, is lean muscle mass, which is slowing down their immune system, which you kind of need your immune system, right? So they picked out first 30% of the food that you would buy, took whatever you spent last month, all of you, just because we don't sell anything, there's no products. You're going to buy the food. 30% of what you spent last month, you go to the grocery store, you'll have a list of proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables based on serving sizes, not calories. So if it's protein, it's how many ounces. But then, for example, if it was steak or hamburger, it's got to be grass-fed and finished. So they give you, like when it's carbohydrates, they have to be complex carbohydrates, not simple carbohydrates. You get a list. There's no guesswork. Free. Here's the list. So you got 70% of the dollars you spent last month left over. Now, then what do? Well, the researchers found other researchers who'd gone around the world, literally to Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, to find foods with huge amounts of nutrition, but small quantities of food. So those were the foods that they were going to give to her. But here's the other part. They invented a new way of eating. You can all look it up. It's called protein pacing. It's a registered trademark with the U.S. Patent Office, okay? That's how big of a deal it is. So what they were able to do, because of the high levels of nutrition and the smaller quantities of food, 5 days a week, they let her have 4 meals a day. Yes, she started with what the researchers have called the world's most perfect meals. Now, why they call it from a nutrition standpoint? They said that because unless you're on prescription for low iron or calcium, those foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America have enormous amounts of nutrition. You need no supplements at all. That's according to the world's top researchers, right? So breakfast is the world's most perfect meal, lunch from the grocery store list, dinner from the grocery store list, and a fourth meal after dinner, the world's most perfect meal. This is until you lose your weight. 2 days a week, no food from the grocery store at all. Only the world's most perfect meals. But this time she was eating 8 times a day. And what she was doing, and this is going to flip all of you out, she was doing for the first time in history, intermittent nutritional fasting, not water fasting, not time-restricted eating. She was fasting with nutrition because they could give her small quantities of food that had huge amounts of nutrition. The diabetics on this, even though they were eating 8 times a day, no insulin spikes. Now, for the nurse practitioner and everybody else, listen to this. In a month's time, the need for insulin in the diabetics, and there were lots of diabetics in these studies monitored by their doctors, the need for insulin came down 41%. And the diabetics almost across the board, their doctors had to cut their meds by 50% in a month. I'll show you one of the diabetics. Look at Curtis. Look at his A1C. It went from 8.4 to 6.4 in 30 days. And look at his triglycerides, 242 to 124. Notice I didn't talk about his weight. He lost 10 pounds a week. Hello, 10 pounds a week. And look at his stomach. And that's with no exercise. He's 65 years old. That shouldn't be happening. This is not a diet. And then when you look at someone like Dan here, where is he? Ken, sorry. Look at that, 34 pounds in 29 days. Look at his body. Look at the change in his body. That's the detox. That's the body removing the chemicals from the fat cells. Because they proved it. They did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis, proving that this is removing the chemicals from the body. And therefore, the fat shrank. And he built lean muscle with no exercise. Now, obviously, if you want to exercise, it's crazy. I'll show you what happens when people exercise on this. It's going to be out of this world. Let's go to a young man, 43 years old, living in Costa Rica, surfs twice a day, working out 7 days a week. This is 11 days, everybody. He didn't do it to lose weight. Where do you see this? Now, he did exercise. The people I'm showing you here, they were not allowed to exercise because they wanted to prove what would this do without exercise, right? Especially for lean muscle mass. They all gained 6 to 9% lean muscle with no exercise. Where do you see this? This is 11 days, everybody. Look at that. Look at day 1 in the red and blue. Look at, when it says day 5, that's the morning of day 5. And then day 12, it's the morning of day 11. Look at that transformation. Now, I had a bodybuilder a week ago say, you changed the lighting. Nah, see, this time, got you all. I happen to know this person. That's my youngest son. I mean, just let me see if I can adjust the camera so you can see better. There you go. Look at that transformation. So we're not against exercise, of course not. But imagine if you can do what I showed you with no exercise. I mean, she lost 60 pounds in 3 months. 60. Are you kidding me? And then this lady here, Mary, 200 pounds in a year, and she's kept it off. Where's the loose skin, everybody? Now, if you think we fake this, you're on the wrong podcast. Go somewhere else. I'm serious. We're not here to trick people. We're not here to fool people. We're not here to do anything except to support you. Okay, so I went over, didn't I just go over how to do this? Let's see. I've reduced 15 kilos in 2 months now. I'm on a strict diet. My name is Alongo from India. Oh, good. It's not available in India, I'm sorry. My name is Mary. Okay, who else said, can you please summarize what do we need to eat with some examples? I think I did that, but I'll review again for all of you. And this was not picked by me. This was by the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the entire world. You would get a list of proteins, of fats, of carbohydrates, of fruits and vegetables. And you get the serving sizes they want you to consume, which are not based on calories, no calorie counting, based on how much nutrition that you need in your body to not cause your body to go into starvation mode. Does that help everybody? The exotic, these other foods or nutrients, would be a better way to explain it, that come from places like Mongolia. There are things called adaptogens, which massively lower stress in your body. And some of the ingredients that come from Nepal in the Himalayas are proven to, well, they have the medical proof. It lowered inflammation in the body by 25%. So most of these foods from these exotic locations, they drink as a tea or maybe in water, or they just take the nutrients themselves. There are no capsules, lotions, potent, nothing like that. And that's why you notice free coaching. It's right above her. See the New Health Conversation? That's the free medical website you all can go to. And I'm going to show it all to you right now so you don't think I'm making this up. Look, go to the New Health Conversation, wherever you are in the world, type that in. Excuse me, it'll take you to Google, to the link. I'll show you right. Oh, God, yes, it can work in Hawaii. Yep. Wow, you're up early. Oh, my God, it's the middle of the night. Isn't it? Like, let's see, I'm in Denver, so I think you're 3 hours, so it's 4:50 or 5 o'clock. Yeah, it's like 5 in the morning. Maybe it's 4 in the morning. Wow, you're up early. I don't know, maybe you're going to surf. But anyway, this is the website. There's nothing to buy on that website, and if you go there and you like what you see, scroll down, free coaching, free. You're not buying any recipes. There's nothing. You're buying nothing from us. You're buying either from your grocery store or from these other researchers from around the world. I mean, it's so crazy when you look at even this. How many of you would be out of your mind excited to lose 5 pounds a week? Can anybody put it in the chat? How do I get the program? D's, cortisol. So you see right above our head, visit the New Health Conversation. I just showed you. I went to Google. I'm going to do it again for you. Type in the New Health Conversation. It's going to take you to another link to take you to the website. Hold on. That's the search. It's going to be the New Health Conversation. The new, okay? There's the website. There's nothing to buy. You see all the medical proof, including an interview, a podcast with the #1 weight loss researcher in the world. And once you've looked at that, you decide. Scroll down, you get a coach for free. The coaching's $100. People say, how much is the coaching? $0. It's free. The whole coaching, it's free. We got coached. Or not. Does that make sense now, D's, cortisol, me? Does that make sense? Again, visit the New Health Conversation for any of you that want to see the medical proof. Now, sadly, it's not available everywhere in the world. It's available in the United States, Canada, Mexico, Puerto Rico, in the EU. It's not available in South America. It's not available in the Far East, like India, China. It's just not. I don't have anything to do with that because you're buying directly from those from those researchers. So just so everybody understands. So who else would like to ask me a question? Who else would like to ask me a question? Anybody? My voice is getting a little tricky because I've already been on. How long have I been on? Well, not almost an hour. Is this list valid for Asians because the region, climate, body types matter? It's available for everybody. It's available. The nutrients are the nutrients, okay? And this whole thing about, eat for your blood type. Let's see, do I have that study over here? Let's see, why diets can make you fat. Let's see if I can find that one study. I have a study about this, eat for your blood type. Let me see if I can find it quickly here. Oh, here it is. I think this is it, yeah. So let me read to you about the fallacy about this, lose weight for your blood type, like Asian, Caucasian, whatever. Listen to this. This is from Harvard Medical School. High-quality studies about the blood type diet had not been published in peer-reviewed medical literature. Even now, a search in the medical literature for author's name reveals no research pertaining to this diet. Studies published in 2013 and 2014 about blood type diets are worth nothing. The 2013 study analyzed the world's medical literature and found no studies demonstrating benefits from a blood type diet. So that's the question you're really asking about. It's nonsense. They can't even find it. It was just somebody put it on the internet. There's no medical proof behind it at all. See, this is the problem with all these fallacies that are out there. Wait, I got to get hold on, I'll be right back. My computer's dying. See, this is the general problem, that you're all following these diets, and the medical proof says that 2/3 are going to weigh more than what you did when you started. So whether it's this thing like this person Justin Gay asking me about, is this valid for Asians because climate, body types matter with the place? No, it doesn't. They proved like this lose weight for your blood type is a total hoax, complete hoax. As most of this stuff is. Like, for example, like they tell you time restricted eating, you don't eat for 16 hours, you eat for 8. Let's read the medical proof. Here's the Journal of the American Medical Association. They did a 3-month study on this time restricted eating where you fast 16 hours, you eat 8. Here's what they found. Our researchers at Journal of the American Medical Association found that overweight adults who were assigned to routinely fast, hold on, we got computer issues here. Give me 1 second. So, the Journal of the American Medical Association, new research found that overweight adults who were assigned to routinely fast 16 hours daily over the course of 3 months gained almost no benefit from it, lost an average of 2 to 3.5 pounds, and the weight they lost was lean muscle mass. This is the Journal of America, not somebody giving you opinions and showing you before and after pictures on the internet with no medical proof behind it. That's your problem. But again, just realistically, Johns Hopkins Medical School is now projecting in 4 years in the United States, 86% of you are going to be overweight or obese, and 50% of you will be pre-diabetic. Does that sound to you like diets are working? But see, they keep perpetuating this nonsense with no medical proof. I'd be all for it. If they could come on and show peer-reviewed human trial studies for what they're claiming, great. They don't have any. This protocol is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. It's safe, it's proven, it's real. It's irrefutable medical evidence. Because a peer-reviewed human trial published study in these big journals, like no drug ever gets approved without going through that process. You all have an unbelievable opportunity to change your life. Slippery cat, you get them, the coaches show you exactly. They show you how to order, what to order. You don't buy anything from them. Don't worry about it. Go to the website, look at the stuff, and then what are you buying from researchers? You're buying these exotic foods from Russia, from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. Got it? And then it's combined, so 30% of what you would buy, you buy at your grocery store. Proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. Organic. Wherever you are in the world where this is available, at your grocery store. But these other 70% from these researchers you can't buy in your grocery store. And these researchers literally went to those regions, including some of them, those blue zones, where people living to be 100 years old. I want some of those nutrients in my body. I don't know about you. I understand you're all struggling trying to believe that this is real. But the thing that stops the conversation is, and the studies, on the website, you actually get to go and see the studies. I'll show you one more time. If you go to, it's called The New Health Conversation. The New Health Conversation. You'll see it'll come up in the right there. Click on it. There's the website. Only the medical proof, including, it'll scroll down. I want to show all of you. 1 is an exclusive podcast with the #1 weight loss researcher in the world who invented this. And then 3, the actual medical studies. You can physically go there and see the studies. We have nothing to hold back. That's all free. I see people want to charge you for an app to get recipes, and then you get a coach. What the hell good is a recipe going to do you? It's just nonsense. And we keep getting bigger and bigger and sicker and sicker. And 50% of our kids now are overweight. And you know almost 25 or 30% of them are either pre-diabetic or type 2 diabetes, which 35 years ago in children didn't even exist. What are we doing, everybody? We're following the herds. But is it working? Is it working? Go to work, go to church, go to the beach. It's Labor Day weekend in the United States. Go look at America. You tell me if you think this is working. People are desperate. They're desperate. They don't know what else to do. So they'll do these crazy, they'll do keto, paleo, Mediterranean time. It doesn't matter. the Hollywood diet, the South Beach, whatever. None of them have ever worked long term, ever, ever, ever. These researchers who did this, they had done 100 studies over 40 years, thousands of people. Never did a diet ever work long term, ever. It's not my opinion. We didn't invent this. We don't sell you anything. We're the researchers. What's the website to learn this? Again, Impact Investments. Hopefully I went over that several different times. The new health conversation, right? Okay, Darisha, see what's the website? See it right there. Visit the new health conversation. Do you see that? Darisha, I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Darisha L. Sharp. That's a really unusual name. Darisha L. Sharp. Wow, that's cool. But do you see it there, Darisha? Give me a yes if you do. Permanent results, I'm doing it. Thank you. Okay, Slippery Cat, great. Lulu, did that make sense to you? Oh, and how much does it cost? That's a great question, Lulu. So I'm sorry, I didn't see your comment. If you took your total food budget, whatever you spent last month, take 30% of those dollars you're going to spend at your grocery store. The other 70% pretty much pays for these exotic foods from the researchers. That's what people tell us. At best, maybe a little bit, maybe like $25 more a week. This is not like, $1,000 or something. No, it doesn't work like that. Because see, you're buying directly from the researchers because it's not sold in stores. There's no middleman. And by the way, Lulu, those researchers, that 70% of your food budget you're going to spend, they give you 100% money back guarantee in the first month if it doesn't work. Show any other diet that does that. I forgot to tell every Impact Investments and everybody that. 100% money back guarantee. Now, not on the 30% of the food you're buying from the grocery store unless you negotiate that with them. But those researchers, now nothing's 100%, of course. But do you think she wants a refund after losing 21 pounds and 38 inches in a month and gaining 6 to 9% lean muscle, losing no water weight in a month with no exercise allowed? No way. So who else would like to ask a question? Because my voice is going, I'm going to go maybe another 4 or 5 minutes, unless somebody has a question, and then I will for sure keep going. So D's Cortisol, I hope you understand the website where you can go to and you can see all the medical proof and then get a free coach if you want. But we have lots of people doing this in Hawaii. Fortunately, I can tell you where it's available. United States, Canada, Mexico, Puerto Rico, the EU, Australia, and New Zealand. That's it. That's not us, because those are the only places where they are able to ship. I don't know the particulars. I'm just telling you where it's available. So unless, like if you're in the Caribbean, we have a lot of people in St. Martin and St. Croix, and they want to get it. Well, the only way they can do it is if they have a relative bring it to them, or they can ship to Miami and then they have reshippers. I don't know anything about that stuff. I'm a scientist. Let me close by saying I'm not just some guy, okay? And I'm not telling you to brag. I'm not trying to impress you, but I want to impress upon you. I've written 4 best-selling books with some of the top medical doctors in the world. I've spent 23 years of my life as a top nutritional researcher. I developed and I discovered this medical syndrome that every one of you have called TDOS, which is the main reason to do this detox. The T is for the toxins stored in your fat cells. The D is for the deficiency of our nutrition causing overweight and stress. It's a registered trademark, U.S. Patent Office, Peter Greenlaw, that's me. I discovered it. And I'm not telling you that to impress you, but I will tell you this, that nothing that I'm sharing with you is my opinion. I don't give opinions. We don't make claims. We don't have to make claims because of the medical proof. I mean, I'm so blessed that I've gotten to work with these incredible people, and we've helped hundreds of thousands of people around the world over the last 23 years. Well, not all. There's obviously regions in the world we can't help you because there's no way to ship it to you. We don't have anything to do with that, by the way. You're not buying anything from us. But I'd like you all to understand that this website, which we make available to the whole world, it's free. See it right there. Visit the New Health Conversation. Can somebody give me a yes? Do you understand that's the website? If you go there, we're not going to contact you. The only way we'll contact you is if you scroll down, and then we will, in essence, you contact us requesting a coach, and the coaching is free. See where it says free coaching? So guess how much the coaching is, everybody? 0. Guess how much the consultation is? 0. I see these other people, they want to say an app. You got to buy their app, and what do you get with the app? You're getting recipes, and then you get a coach? Why don't you get a recipe from Martha Stewart? I mean, it's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. There's no science behind it. There's no the recipe they're giving you. What's the nutritional content? Because that's the only thing your body knows about. It doesn't care about calories. It doesn't know what a calorie is. I'm still waiting for someone to give me the technical definition of a calorie. I've done over 1,000 of these podcasts in the last year and a half. I've had 12 people ever give me the definition of a calorie. Yet you're all counting calories. Why? Why are your body can't count a calorie? It doesn't know what a calorie is. Why are you counting calories? Does that make sense? So who else would like to ask me a question? Anybody? So Darisha, you see the website? Oh, I guess I did pronounce your name correctly. No, thank you very much. What part of the world are you in? I just want to make sure if you are interested, I don't want you to be wasting your time that you can't get the protocol. If you don't mind, Darisha, what part of the world are you in? North America? Are you in Europe? Because it's available in the whole EU. England, Spain, Mexico, all those countries in the EU, it's available. So who else would like to ask me a question before I close this out? Lulu, I hope I answered your questions. Slippery Cat, obviously I answered your questions. Who else would like to? Oh, okay, no problem. All right. Darisha, no problem. Okay. Norfolk, Virginia. Yeah, I know they ship there. Okay. Oh my gosh. So Darisha, have you found this information to be of value? Does it create curiosity? Do you want to go to the website? Because there's the real medical proof. I don't want you to believe me, Darisha. I don't. Because I'm the researcher of the researchers. I didn't create this. It's not my research. It's their research, right? This book right here, you mean? Is that one? Now, there's no books to buy on my website, everybody, so don't think this is a commercial. She's asking me for my book. I never brought it up. We don't do that. Can you see it, Darisha? Give me a yes so I'll know when to take it down. I don't want people to think we have nothing to sell, including my books are not on that website. No way. Okay, great. And you're saying yes, everything you just said. So I would say for all of you, listen, here's what I would invite you to do. For your own sake, at least go to the website. At least look at the medical proof. And if you like what you see, then you get a free consultation with a coach, and the coaches will coach you the whole time for free. They'll call you on a phone, cell phone, they'll text you, they'll email you, they'll be there every day. Also, one other thing I should show you, because this is a little bit complicated, the researchers who created this, they put together this for their patients in the studies. It's called the Blueprint for Success. And each one of these yellows are daily videos who created. There are no products, people. There are no products. You're buying food, 30% from your grocery store and 70% from these other researchers who've gone around the world for 20 years to find these exotic foods in these exotic locations in Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. Does that make sense to everybody? So Lulu, again, how much of those specific foods, how much of those specific foods? Lulu, here's the best way to think about it. Whatever you spent total grocery bill last month, take 30% of those dollars, that's all you're going to spend at your grocery store for proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables, because you're going to get serving sizes. The other 70% of the money you have left, in most cases, pays for those other exotic foods that come from around the world. That's the best I can tell you. That's what people tell me all the time. At most, maybe $25 more a week it'll cost you, but my God, look at the results. And you understand, if you go on this, unless you're on a doctor's prescription for iron or calcium deficiency, you need no other supplements. Ever. No other supplements. The thing I didn't tell you, I realize now, how do you maintain? Because I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks, 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. It's really simple. This morning I had the world's most perfect meal from Russia, these nutrients from around the world. I'll have lunch in a couple hours, I'll have dinner tonight, and then every couple weeks, a couple months, I'll do another 48-hour where I eat 8 times a day, just these foods from around the world to allow my body to detox naturally the chemicals that I'm storing inside my body. So that's the best way, Lulu, I can answer it for you. And the coach, now the other thing, Lulu, understand we have kids that are younger, 2 years old doing this. We have a lady 91 years old. We have people with no thyroids. We have people with heart transplant, kidney transplant, no gallbladders. And we're not treating, curing, preventing, or diagnosing any medical conditions. The only thing we ever share with you is the actual peer-reviewed, published studies in these big medical journals that are on that website. They're right there for you to see on the website. We have nothing to hide. We have nothing to hold back from any of you. Does that make sense? Good, Lulu, I'm glad. And you understand, Lulu, give me a yes, the New Health Conversation. You understand that's where you can go for free to see the info and get a coach if you want. Just a lot of times people say, I don't know why they have trouble reading it. It's in bold, blue, the New Health Conversation. Remember, it's the new, everyone, the New Health Conversation, not New Health Conversation. It won't come up. It's the New Health Conversation, which is a registered trademark by the U.S. Patent Office that I own because I started this movement. And we have nothing to sell. There's nothing on that website to sell, not even my books. Yes, I understand. Good. Would anybody else like to ask me a question? Yes, you can Google it, Darisha. Yeah. But you got to understand, this is not about me selling books. The reason we created the website was to, number one, the books, I couldn't edit them fast enough to keep up with all the new research that's coming out. So we created the free website for people to see the free information, but all backed by medical proof, okay? All right, everybody, I'm going to sign off, and I hope all of you will take the time and go to the New Health Conversation if you'd like to see the medical proof, okay? Thank you all. I'm going to sign off now, and I encourage all of you to go to the New Health Conversation and get a free coach. The coaching's free, and then they'll tell you exactly. You buy nothing from the coaches, okay? See you later, everyone.